The thing that I looked at was, you know, if I was going to train against me, what would I train? I would train takedowns. Once I get on my back, yes, I have one from there, but I am not as consistent from there. My control on top is significantly better than my control from guard or on bottom.
So I was thinking of this with my guys at work, because they're doing the exact same thing. But I'm thinking, they're all taller than me.
Right.
There's a few that you guys are on the same size. So when you experience guys that are shorter than you, and if you find yourself in that, I can't get them down.
You're fine. No, you're good.
But like if you find yourself here, and like if your opponent, you're me, your opponent's taller, your approach is going to be different than if.
Right.
If you're taller, then you can use this, right?
Right.
But you can use this to offset an arm drag, offset and throw them off, snap down. But I'm also thinking with the gi, these are really powerful for you, right?
Yeah.
But what can we do in no gi? Because you're good here, and then you find the clinch, and then we end up doing this a lot.
Right. Play that game.
Yeah. So the push, pull, step to the side.
What I'm trying to do is yeah, absolutely, is come in, and I'm trying to come in at a blade.
Right.
Because I want to get the most distance, because from here, that's where my shot's going to come in.
Right.
I'm going to come in here, and you know, I want to make that first contact, and so what does the other person do? Almost always they're like, oh yeah, you know, let me grab that hand. They're going to play that game, and if they're playing that game, I can play that game, play back, and I go grab the collar tie, and I've got them thinking up here so that I can take that shot. The other thing I'm trying to do mentally is, even if I get to this collar tie, is as I detach and they come reaching back out, right, coming back for that, either taking the duck under, taking the single, wherever that is. That's where my head's at right now, is trying to focus on those, getting that squared away.
I think you're good there as far as that. I'm more thinking of you being in here in this clinch, and if I'm you,
Okay.
and you're in this inside, you're just fighting for the inside, I want you to think of this collar tie or pummeling very deep underhook.
Okay.
Because this is where I think you're more powerful. See, I think I already see it here. Unless I'm going to try to do a judo toss, I should really be here. This is where you're powerful.
Right.
Because I already know you can run that direction. But also here, if you're just being strong, if I push and I give you this forward momentum, this is where I want you to push and then sidestep left, forward. This is what you've got.
Yeah.
But we find, you and I do the same thing where we're like, okay.
Right. And so, and that's what I think that's what I was talking about when we were talking about initiative, aggression, that,
No, I know, we're
that
talking
kind of
the
thing.
same thing, yeah.
You know, same thing, different terminology,
Yeah.
is going from not waiting for the perfect moment, making the moment perfect. You know, instead of waiting for that perfect moment to exist, okay, you know, everything isn't perfect, let me shoot for that double. And then if they, you know, sprawl out or do that, then I can deal with that from there. But rather than waiting for that perfect, oh, the arm comes up, oh, I got that duck under, I'm exactly where I want to be, trying to make it where I need it.
But in this sense, you know you're here. If for some reason you're going to be real tight on this elbow of mine, right? And I feel like I'm going to push pull, I might be able to come in here.
Right.
Or body lock. And if I don't have that, single leg. Or even if I'm here and I'm here, I'm going to drop right here.
Right.
I'm already in that distance. So if I don't get that shot, and you decide to sprawl right here, right?
Right.
Boom, you do a real nice sprawl. I'm not completely committed to that, so I can either trip or,
Yeah.
this is where I think you stay connected a little bit. Drive side, underhook.
And the other thing, I was watching something and it made perfect sense. Was I think I sent it to you. I might have just saved it. I'm not sure.
You sent me some wrestling thing. I forgot to. I think I
There was a couple wrestling things I
Yeah.
sent. But yeah, it was one of the wrestling things.
Oh, it's gonna be cricket. I'll fix that.
But it actually was specifically referencing the snap down, and it was specifically saying, like, if you have a collar tie, I can't snap you down from here. As long as that elbow is bent, I'm not going to get that snap down. So I need to detach, and now that that arm is straight, now I can snap away.
And I'm not 100% sure on this one, but I still don't like if I try to do that to you. You got me. And I can't. I mean, if I make you detach straight back, I'm still doing that.
No, I agree, but what I'm saying is that by detaching, yep, and then the problem is that if in my detach I come around, then you're going to turn into it, and then my snap, I've got to try and keep you moving that way. I can't snap you back the other direction.
So we can work on that this weekend. I want you to think of like either, once you get that snap down or you get in that position where you can do that single leg, just ride the hips. Because you're going to get points by taking them down on that in the gi and no gi.
So this one's submission only. This weekend.
No, what I'm talking about is overtime. I'm worried about you
Right,
getting to overtime and missing out on the overtime point. Because you can go fucking the whole 5 minutes and then lose it because they initiated first.
And that would, so for, in the last one, only one of my matches, so I did this rule set last fall. And I won one in overtime. The other two I got the submission, but you know, that one I won in overtime because I tried a couple, you know, sweeps, but I had submission attempts previously, and that was what won it for me. Neither of us got any points, but so yeah, it is. I like it and I don't like it. I think I'd probably like it better if it was EBI overtimes. Like I really like that rule set.
I agree. I think it should be done. I've seen it done in gi too, and it's really, really good. I don't know why this is bugging me. It leans more when I look away. It leans.
Do you want to put it up on the one over there?
No, I got it. Now it's because of the offset of the weight. It wants to lean that way if I can find the sweet spot. Close enough. So when we get another partner for you to drill that, I want you to think that the overtime. We need to focus on the overtime drilling right now because I want you to score the points first, or at least get to the initiating to where you have the path to score a point first. And that's going to go through control. It's not through the takedown. You got to take down control.
Right.
Another one is for the mount. There was one that I was watching. For the rolls when you're in the actual match, the things that I have been talking about to get in the back for mount control with back. So I had problems with that big head. With the only one I saw was from side control. Trying to think the points I want to cover. In order to have side control, I got to have elbow control, which is going to pin your hips. So the only way you can either do is scoot in or out, right?
Right.
If you don't have the frames, I've got that head and arm control. Squeeze, but let's just say I have this position here. You bring your elbows in. Right? I don't want to come in and try to go here because I'm already going to lose this position by bringing your elbow in and lock right. So what I want to do is start thinking about these, and then I can start thinking about mount, so that I can bring your elbow line above your chest line.
What I've had a lot of luck with recently is on attacking from side control. And so what I've had a lot of luck with is, yeah, good elbow pressure, good pressure across the chest. That's your hip one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So good pressure across the chest. And then coming up, this leg comes up where it's supposed to be. And then releasing, leg lace, drop that. And then use that step over. And then from here, it's just knee down, and then usually they'll, grab it into quarter guard.
Okay.
But I've had a lot of luck with that recently.
You ever had them do this? I like this one. Or is it they come in, and once they start shifting, you try to get here, put your right hand on the back of my knee, and cup it, and then bring that one over.
Right.
I think that's a real good one too.
I very rarely have people turn into me like that.
Yeah.
They're usually.
But if you give them a little space, I think that.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And that's one of the things that I've been trying to work on is allowing enough space so that they can make those mistakes.
Because you get me here in this position, and I'm like, all right. Like I think Granny would address it. Like, okay, I'm waiting for you. You're waiting for me. And I'm safe.
That's right.
But if you give me a little bit of space like Tanner does, now I'm twirling.
Right.
He wants my back.
Right.
We both know that. Another one was to continue on the mount.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Once you get to your mount, is knowing, don't try to mount when the elbows are down. That's the whole thing. I think we know that just to make a conscious effort. In your roll, if you see their elbows are down, you have to address that chest line and their elbows.
Right.
So if it's not one, at least the one where you're gonna get there. So let's just say you get to mount. And then we're gonna do two scenarios where you're gonna keep your elbows in snug. I'm gonna use my thighs to walk my knees up, and then I'm gonna underhook the elbow.
Now, somebody else had mentioned that to me, using my, and it's something that I do occasionally, but it's not something that I do consistently. But yeah, I need to start working on working my elbows, my knees up to pop those elbows out.
I say this to people without teaching them this. I want to get my knees in your armpits.
Right.
That's where I want your armpit there, because then I can start working whenever I want, and I can base out. So your immediate defense is going to be elbow hip escape. You got to keep your elbows in tight. And this is something that I didn't realize people don't know. This little simple hip, pocket to pocket. Now you can go on that left shoulder and you can start framing and shrimping. Even if I'm doing good at keeping my ass climbing into your navel, you're going to create space.
Right.
And then you go after that or whatever. So in order for me to address this, I got to prevent you from getting that structure on my hips. So I'm trying to. This is hard. So anyway, so you're going to stay these tight. This is where we have trouble, right? When they get here. So I'm always trying to go for underhooks, but this isn't really practical because you're nice and strong, and I know you're going to go on that side. So if I can use this hand, or I just start going elbow kicks. So if you go ahead and try to start framing with that tight position, I can't get any underhooks here. So I'm just going to try to go out to the end of the lever. Another one is if I can catch you before you frame, what am I going to do is kick this elbow, boom. You're immediately going to double down on that, like go Ezekiel choke. If you start feeling Ezekiel choke, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So if you start threatening,
I think I need to work on the mechanics of the Ezekiel, because I don't think I ever actually learned it. I had it done to me a dozen or so times and tried to just fucking, all right, let me try that.
I'm looking for a foam roller or something.
I thought we had.
no.
Let me check the bathroom real
It might
quick.
be in the gym, the bathroom. Just 'cause I'll need you to see it.
Here, this will work.
Yeah, it's fine.
There was one in there. So, just watching the mechanics of it, getting under the neck, doesn't matter which head. I prefer this one. It doesn't really matter. So, this is going to be the neck and the spine. What I'm doing is the head that comes under, I'm coming to put this, almost this knuckle in the meaty portion, into the carotid.
Okay.
So it's coming into this position for first, I come under here, I'm under the neck, and I gotta keep my blade up. If I go down here, then I'm already fighting the mechanics of weight or whatever, but I keep that blade up, thumbs up. I think of it this way. These are little details I don't think about until now, I have to be explaining.
Right.
But then, as I'm fighting, I'm using my head to nudge and use space. But if you're tucking here, because you know where I'm going, I can go straight edge, wrist watch.
Okay.
Or I can nudge my head, I create that little space under the jawline, and I use this, and I'm using this scissor motion like this.
Okay, so the question is, so you're here, you're trying to drive the neck into your,
No, it's actually the pressure of this right here.
okay.
This
So you're
is
not
your-
worried about the other side at all?
This is okay, it doesn't matter where it's at.
Okay.
As long as you get here on the carotid, near the carotid, you're getting on that wrist, and now you're just kind of scissoring your elbows out. And you can use your head to drive in.
Okay.
So you want to use your head, open up their neck, and that's what's going to give you that little.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you can't get that fisting because they're just got no neck, go right here. You can go across the trachea.
And make life even fucking uncomfortable.
People bitch about it, but dude, it's fucking submission. right? So,
Tap's a tap, whether it's a crank or a choke.
that's what I tell the kids. They go, but that's a neck crank. You know what? How many points you get for submission?
All of them.
Right? So, with that one, I'm telling you where I want you to go, but I want to go over these mount fundamentals to get to that Ezekiel threat, and then you can do it to me. So let me get you on your back. If you're here and your elbows are low, I got to contend with that. Being shorter, I have to worry about keeping my knees here. So if I can get you to start elevating your elbows, I'll do it with this, cross face. I'll do this one. I'll even do this one on top, which is super annoying. Mother's milk, just do this. But then if I can get here, sorry, you're good. I'm gonna go here. I'm not gonna tripod. See how my weight has to go forward? What I want to do is, now driving your head this way. Boom. You feel the difference on that?
Yeah.
To this. My weight's tripod forward. I'm putting pressure on my shoulder. Yes, it feels effective. But what I saw is flat coat. Now I can be flat and chest wide. That's a big difference.
And I'm getting a lot more pressure from the shoulder.
Yeah.
Versus, it looks like I should be getting pressure, but I'm not, there's not much over here.
Because what I'm doing, and I didn't think about these mechanics, when I go in here and I'm fighting and I'm getting you to cross face and get your spine out of alignment, I'm also putting all my weight into a tripod.
Right.
But once I square up, I have your head that way. Your spine's still aligned, but the fact that your neck is turned that way, with this, now I go chest down. Now I've got not just my shoulder holding your jawline, which you can usually get over by cupping over my shoulder.
Right.
I can usually cup over my shoulder and turn in. So watch, if I go in here, boom, I go here. If you cup over my shoulder, turn your chin to your left, you can usually cover down. Right? Usually. So I go here, now turn the chin.
Yeah.
So that little subtlety is going to be good if you can do it on this side of my arm. So you're going to overhook my head and go to this armpit. Here? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to try to move. Right? I just want you to square up.
Yeah.
You know, you're using less effort and you're pinning both my shoulders. So if you do the other one where we don't think about scoring up, I can kind of bridge and wiggle.
Right.
And then I'm going to try to bridge and wiggle. So if you go up high on there, my alternative is you get it really good. That's when you start grip planning, or you start thinking about, okay, I'm in good position. Under this hand.
So the concern that I have, I guess, is that if I come under this arm, you bridging the other way and not having a post.
So bridging this side?
Yeah.
If my head's pointing this side, it's possible, but I gotta get really flexible.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I gotta turn my head that way. I can
And-
bridge this way, but you can post with this hand.
And my center of gravity is on this side, so you have to bring that up and over. Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you can come into that neon belly from side control, we'll be gentlemen with my arm, obviously. You go, I'm trying to get here, I'm trying to get this high. If I'm low, I want you to think of cross facing or cupping my head and then bringing your thighs and start bringing up my knees, my elbows. So now your thighs and your is blocking me from getting there. You can either fight for an underhook or now you start reaching flat elbows and so the other side.
Oh, sorry.
So you need,
I forgot it was.
don't worry about
I
it.
keep thinking that it's this arm.
I know, don't worry about it. So even if I fight, you can sprawl and you walk that knee up exactly as much. Every time you need to occupy space. Now I'm fighting this. Now I'm giving you this side. So then you can start moving that knee up.
Or stuffing that side.
If you want to go to triangle, yeah, that'll be the next one. You can go to mountain triangle, which is a good position for you. But if I'm here, right, I would recommend underhook. You drive through the elbow. Drive your left hand into that elbow pit. Nope, right inside. There and that, nope.
Oh, got it.
So now you're prime and you're starter line. I can't really say. Right? You might not get it all the way, but this is like, this sucks for me. I'll even cut that elbow and post it to mat before you get it.
Oh, there?
Yeah. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to start resisting, right?
Right.
I might open up on this side. So I want you to think of, those are going to be some positions that you're going to get into. That's a good position for you. When you get to that 3/4 mount, you can work these tops to get your legs free to get to the full mount. once you get to full mount,
I've had a lot of luck. I've had a lot of success with the turning the head the far direction. You know, when at 3/4 mount, getting that head turned away from the quarter guard, and then, you know, getting that to open, just getting a little bit of opening on those hips to pop that leg out for mount.
Yeah. I think polishing up that one, and then in the close guard, we've gone over it, but I really want you to focus on just pinning the hips to that and that.
Yeah.
Trying to get that structure to here. This is where we want to be. We don't get there all the time. This is where I'm trying to get to. Like, I guess.
And I'm really working on trying to break that wrestler habit of pressuring down.
You feel comfortable here.
Yeah.
You're still comfortable here because you are safe to an extent, but you're getting caught in triangles, and then you're narrowing your base and getting swept. So that's why I'm thinking for you to, like, I have to. This is not my natural body position. I have to think I gotta be like this. This is where I want to be. This is not like my natural inclination. So this is what I think that would work for you whenever we're in closed guard. I'm going to use my right hand to closed guard for you. Is just go ahead and start in that position. Always make it muscle memory. Whenever you start even drilling with a partner, this is where you're always going to start. So you're never going to give me the chest to chest, even when we're drilling, unless that's part of the drill. Right now, you go, okay, we're here. Okay, wait, actually, we're going to start here. So I'm going to have to talk you into doing this.
Right.
Because if that's going to be your muscle memory. This is your muscle memory.
Right.
Every time we just sit and talk in the strut, this is where you're going to be. You're sitting back on your haunches. You should be laces down, right? Not
Yep,
active.
laces down.
So if I start coming up, you can start bringing your feet out if you need to. You can start cross-facing. I want you to think of anybody coming through here. I need an underhook. The best way you can beat this underhook or any lockdown, cross-face. You need to go elbow deep cross-face. And push this. Now you're pinning me back. No, I can't. This underhook doesn't do anything for me. I can try to fight for this underhook. Now you're maneuvering. Boom. And now see, feeling that, I already know I can't disconnect to reattach. I have to stay fucking connected, right? And the moment you feel any change in my ankles, that's when you start exploding into surfer stance, pinning one of my knees to the mat.
Okay.
That's what I want you to just really finesse. Keeping your hands off the mat. Because I'm fighting for this. Keep your butt back here. There you go. There you go. That was good. You sprawled out and then plank passed. Does that feel any different?
It does. I think that I think I was flaring my elbows too much before.
Yeah.
I think rather than focusing on keeping, you know how it is where you learn a new thing and you're trying to do the new thing and you forget about the basics and having to go back and hit those fundamentals.
You're keeping this structure really good. I don't feel like you're being strong. I'm fighting structure. There's a difference.
Right.
So the moment I open my ankles, this knee pinch isn't doing shit for me. I know that the moment I come here and I try to open it, you're gonna pin my knee.
Right.
So I got a way to answer that. And I don't have any answers either. You're already on the offensive.
Right.
So you're staying safe until you see an opening. And I think that's gonna help you in that closed guard position. I'm just gonna try to maintain my position.
This is the good one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just. Yep.
I'm not gonna be able to do that for a whole match, but you can feel that I'm just playing it safe.
Right.
I'm intentionally leaning forward. Just to show you the difference now. Much harder. I also make an effort not to look down. The moment I look down, my spine curves.
Right.
I've seen guys looking straight up. I got beat by a guy who did that, and I asked him later. He looked straight up. He's hand fighting. I'm looking at the parking lot. I'm not really looking there. I'm feeling where you're at.
Right.
So that's going to help you with your posture too. I think a lot of times we look down and think we have to look at the hands, but you should be able to still hand fight.
I'll be honest, most of the time I just look center chest to try and feel and,
Yeah.
but yeah, just kind of keep in my head.
Looking up at your halo, looking up to heaven, I go, you know, I tell the kids that. So if I tell them to look at the ceiling, they're at least maybe on the floor.
Right. They'll at least look at the ceiling over there.
I don't feel that you needed to really look at me to feel where my hands were.
Right. What's that?
You're acting great. You're stepping over. You're not letting me get that scissor sweep. You're not letting me climb your back to try to threaten the triangle. By you pinning my hips, I can't even shoot my triangle.
Right.
So that's the difference between having one hand on the mat, because I know we feel ready to base, but you can base out just as easily from that hip to the mat.
Yeah, as long as, especially if you can keep those elbows in.
Yeah.
Because as long as both stay in, you don't have to worry about arm bars and triangles. So yeah.
And the thing I like is, like, people that are taller than me, which is most everybody, like you and Scott, I have to address your hands. Once you've got both hands on me and my posture was compromised, I'd go down here. And I always think of biceps, elbow pits, armpits, chest, floating ribs,
Just walking up.
and then down to the hips. So that's the way I think of it. If they got a gi on, I don't like the belt as much because it rotates.
Yeah.
But if I can get the pants right here in front of the hip pockets, right in front of the hip bones, then I've got like a little yoke to steer them with. And I can at least pin that there, so where if I'm fighting here, I create that space, I can bring that knee into here. I'm in my combat stance. I'm trying to be based out, and if they try to sweep me either way, I'm trying to keep that position to either drive up, or I'm just gonna stand.
Yeah. So, where are you getting to that combat position from?
So if I can get here, and you've given up trying to break my posture,
Okay.
you know, and you're keeping that, you got long legs, and I can't get you to open up your ankles because you already know my game, and you know that this is just gonna be a struggle of effort here. So if I can get here, almost do like a log splitter, but I don't bring this knee in as much as I shoot it in that direction. So I go, boom. If I can feel that little break, I keep this hip down. And notice I'm not looking down. I just realized I'm actually not even looking down. And I'm just trying to get here.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to do. So I feel like if I'm based out, you're gonna be ready to sweep me this way.
Right.
So I gotta be ready for that. So the way I'm gonna try to prevent it is,
Oh, you dropped that knee down. Got it.
and I like the knee right under my palm.
Okay.
So if I go here, there's a little too much movement. If I go down too low, I like this little, if I can get this.
Okay.
And then I'll even sit here and I'll cook you there. I'm like, all right, so if you do anything, whatever you do, all I really need to do is stand up or knee slice.
Okay.
But if you get spazzy, I'll just go to 3/4 mount. Or if I go back down, I think I wanna do some other position. And if you start curling up, I'll just, but I wanna keep this knee and elbow.
Do you ever leg drag from there? From that opening?
Not from here, because I'm really worried about you sweeping me. I'm really worried about you coming up and breaking my posture, because you bring my head to the mat right here, I'm gonna lose my base. I have no base in that direction or that direction.
Because I've seen Tanner going to this spot,
Yeah.
something like that.
So there's like almost like,
Is that mission control?
no, there's a dope mount that I think you might be thinking about, is when they go to this knee pin position. They're here,
Maybe that's it.
and you know, they call it a dope mount, but it can be in either direction. We're here, and it's like a leg drag. But
Sorry, I was.
no, you're good. These are all things that you're gonna address, because it's gonna go through your mind in the comp. So if we're here, and for some reason you don't feel comfortable going up, But you can keep this elbow in. I'm not digging in there, I'm keeping it connected.
Right.
And if for some reason I don't feel comfortable, I'm gonna be susceptible to get swept there. But this is where I like your move where you shoulder the leg. Boom.
Right.
You can, because I mean, what move do you have here? Are you gonna hip out? Are you gonna shrimp?
Yeah, I think the best thing that I'm probably gonna do is probably try and turn into it.
You're in a lot.
Try and get to a K mount or
You're in a lot of
a
good
K
position.
guard, I should say.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. But yeah, I mean, with that knee pinned and the
I just feel
that
like
combat stance there.
So even if I'm here, sometimes I'll create space. I get. If I'm leaning too far over, I know I'm not good, but I can still go here because I might have to make room for these guys' long legs.
Right.
So now they're still stuck here. You prevented them from regarding with this. They can try to pummel into a butterfly or
Yeah, I was
something.
gonna say, this is where I'm trying to get to.
You're good at sprawling because you know you're not giving them the pummel in with the butterfly
Right.
unless they're really dexterous. They're really flexible. So this is what this helps you do. Is they try to come in with that.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I straddle this leg. If I'm here, I can't do that. Now you start coming in with the butterfly, I'm stuck. So being cognizant of that. If I'm going to pin that hip, got to pin this knee.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that sprawl out works well for me.
It's a good move.
I'm pretty long.
Yeah. It's just knowing when to commit to that sprawl.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it.
Yeah. But you feel the control you have right there on the side of the knee.
Yeah.
Try to.
Yeah, I've had people try and grab that.
I can't hurt that enough.
Right.
You're gonna quarter. That's if you could, you can just sprawl straight into my chest. Now you've got my shoulders going this way, my hips are going that way. Yes. You're in a great position. You can plank pass or you can try to elevate that knee. Whichever one works. You can even sprawl.
I was gonna say,
You
that
can
was
sprawl.
what I was just thinking is
Here, and then
going straight to mount from there.
so you got a path to go either there or go flat out. Either back, whatever you want,
Right.
but you're in control. And you're not rushing me. You can go slow in those positions, even if I'm strong. How strong am I there? It doesn't matter how strong I am.
Right, and that's the thing that I've been liking about, you know, getting that body lock is that
So if
I
you
can
do
go
get
here.
this, yeah. If you do get this, I want you to go elbow deep on this. I want you to go.
Yeah, I was just trying not to.
Oh, okay.
Because when I go elbow deep and then I put weight on it,
Yeah,
then
yeah, no, I
it's
like.
crushing your legs.
I like that you do that, yeah.
But yeah,
you
this-
do that. You know, do that.
Yeah. And then that lets me just kind of in the hips, you know, underhook.
I feel like once I do a deep elbow hug on the knees, I can just straddle, and just hop
I
one
just
side.
kind of keep
Yeah,
climbing up.
I call it the knee.
I'm telling you what, I'm really loving this position for control. Yeah, I'm not putting any weight on you, but you don't have anywhere to go.
So, and I saw you doing this, how are you doing crossface or underhook with this, or what do you think, just using it as a post?
I was just using it as a post because I wanted him to go someplace.
Gotcha.
I wanted him to try something.
Well, the only way they could do it is they gotta face you. They're
Right.
giving you a full mount. But if they start shooting for this, then I think you have an underhook here. Or if I start pushing you down, you get a crossface.
See, and that was what I was hoping for,
Yeah.
is that if I could get that crunch in, trying for like a, you know, arm, you know, hooking under that leg.
Well, like I was saying, if you go here and I try to do this, and I know this is where you wanna go, right?
Right.
But just give me a little crossface to straighten my head. I'm not gonna like that. And then as soon as you move your arm back, now you take it back. So you're setting up the crossface as a threat to say, oh, I'm gonna crossface you in the opposite direction, but you really just want their back.
Right.
Just like juking the head to get them to change levels of shoot.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Give them a little crossface, like, oh, I'm not gonna give you that, and then they fucking give you the back.
Right.
Which is great for you. You get that back triangle. So With the,
I hit that fucking back triangle twice yesterday.
yeah.
I caught 2 people with it. I was like, hell yeah, that motherfucker's still there. Shit.
I don't want you to do anything new for this competition, but have you been messing around with any rubber guard?
I haven't, to be honest, one of these days I'm going to, one of these days when I've got the time and the cash to do it, I'm going to head down. I might try and catch a couple seminars, just rubber guard seminars.
I've got them all morning.
Okay.
What I'm saying is we can go over that all next month. Because,
Okay, yeah.
Because thinking for your next comp, I don't want you to do rubber guard, but I want you to threaten it so that they know that there's a high guard there where you can go to. There's a thing called a stock. I'll send it to you that you could do a bigger guys. Usually bigger, stronger guys, they're going to be susceptible to it. And all you're doing is getting your foot over their neck and under their armpit, and then you're pulling their elbow towards them. It's called the stock. But I think it'd be good for you because if they're smashing you, you try to punch past you, right? I'm going to get on this side, right? And you think I'm going to go to rubber guard, and you start defending posture up. You try to get this over it. Oh, shit, yeah, that sucks. I can do it,
Right.
You can do it.
Right.
And you think I'm going for rubber guard,
Yeah.
but it's called a stock and it comes on quick. And what I do is I pull the wrist up, and I cut the elbow, or the elbow, the back of the
Yeah.
chest. And I pull it towards me. I'm trying not to fuck my, doesn't take much. You felt it. I didn't stop the gas. I didn't pull the elbow. I just needed to pull it up. And once you felt that, you're, oh shit.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that's.
But it's from this side where you have, I see people trying to do rubber guard from this butt cheek. You gotta go to the pocket.
And I think that's where I keep running into trouble. And for whatever reason, I've got a lot more flexibility with this leg.
This one's gotta be underhooked in the butterfly.
Right. To keep them from going that direction.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I can get to here.
I want to get on this hip. Look at that
No,
angle.
yeah, Jesus.
But before you get there, you gotta get the zombie, because this is a frame knee. So you gotta, so what it does is you come up from under my armpit, go through that elbow pit. So put your hand underneath in your hip pocket.
There?
No.
Got it.
Go up and hug your knee. Get to your right hip. Look at it. I'm trapped.
And I just keep this.
Yeah. This is how you can start attacking. And if you can get to better position, you've broken my posture. I can't frame. I can't fight. This is keeping me in place, and this is locking my whole body.
And so then I post that, and then I go for go-go.
Can't do the other one because it's
Yep.
too bug up my shoulder. But all it is, if I'm
But yeah.
fighting, I'm double down. What you would do is you would, don't grab my wrist, but you grab my wrist, pull it up, and then once you do that, you work this toe into my armpit, and I'm fucked.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then there's arm locks.
Yep.
Here.
I would do the arm locks with this and the go-go in the front.
Okay.
So I posture up, get in front. Yep. Now you feel that?
Yep.
Wrist lock.
Wrist lock. Oh no.
Carney.
What's the carney?
It's basically the arm lock from here. Or the wrist lock.
Wrist lock.
Yeah. But you see that powerful lock. I can't posture up.
I think that was the problem. Is I was trying to rubber guard from flat on my back, come into here, and I've got the flexibility to come under it and do all of the things.
Watch when you bring your foot to the mat.
But yeah.
Well, you're rubber guarding.
Got it. Yeah.
But Boogie says that all the time. He goes, I'm flexible, and I get to my hip. So fucking get on your hip. Right? And he's fucking 6'3".
Yeah, he's giant.
So
he's a big guy.
Yeah, I forgot you meant it. But so just that little angle helped me, even though I tell people I don't do rubber guard.
Right.
You don't know that till you roll with me, or if you know me.
Right.
You see me with my 10 flat after, like, oh, this big guy. I don't bitch.
And for whatever reason, like, it's just something that makes a lot of sense to me. Like, shutting down an entire limb, like, okay, yeah, you know what,
So I'll threaten it in the gi because I can't do it in the no gis. I grab my pant leg because I can't cut my ankle the way I'm supposed to. So I'll grab the pant leg and I hug my knee. So now I use it as a frame to sweep. But the key is this little butterfly hug. And you felt the difference.
yeah.
You were able to sprawl me out, and if you wanted to, you probably could have swept me this way too. But you felt comfortable attacking this arm.
Yeah,
So-
being all the way on that, getting all the way on that hip.
Yeah, so always remember, setting it up, you have to get it through. So once you get through there, and you get through that. I just want you to think of hugging your all you need to do is this. This is where it's at, and if you need to do the rubber guard, I want you to go here and make a fist. Just make a fist. It's hugging this. It's not bringing this towards your face. This is only keeping it in place. This is where all your control is. If you do this, you're going to tweak your knee and your ankle. Okay? So I want you to think of hugging this to your chest. That's where this control is.
Got it.
You'll feel the difference in that one. Get it here. Got it. You're on the side. This isn't even my hip. So you go here, and you're going to keep this elbow in tight, right? So you're not going to let me do it. So I'm going here. I can't get it. So now if you try to get out, posture up. This is how I'm just starting to set up.
Yeah.
So you're feeling that control. Whereas if I'm first shooting for this ankle, this is so loose, I don't have control of your shoulder.
Got it.
So go ahead and try to get out, posture up. You can feel that I've got total control of this knee.
Yeah.
I didn't even grab my shin yet. Gosh, look at that. Here, break my posture. Boom. So, nope, the other way. Zombie hand coming up through the dirt, coming out of the ground.
Oh.
There you go. This is where you could reach for my arm.
Right.
This is where big guys always go, I'm going to touch this foot. You grab my hand and pull it over.
Got it.
It fucking hurts. It fucking hurts.
But yeah, I absolutely see.
Look,
Yeah.
and I'm sprawled out. I can't bring my hips back in. I'm fucked.
And then I can just keep wiggling you.
Yep.
Smoke you here. Okay, we want to do that, we'll do that.
But that knee hug is going to be a game changer for you. I got the kid at home
Yep.
sick. Well, I can help, man.
I appreciate it. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I really want you to. I'll send you the video. We'll pause this one, but what I want is.